Hello, you're listening to Hibs Talk. I'm your host as always, Gav. Joining me today is Dave.
Alright.
How you doing, Dave?
I'm not too bad yourself.
Yeah, I'm good. Can't complain. What you been up to? You have a good weekend?
I've just been sitting watching the football.
Aye.
Watching all the drama unfold and watch football lose its heat.
Aye.
It's basically what's happened.
We'll get back to that in a minute, but yeah, aye. I know you had a busy week at work, so it was a nice, relaxing weekend after.
Aye. No, it was good to have a wee weekend off.
Aye.
So.
And started on Friday night with a few drinks to the football.
Aye. And I didn't think that wasn't going. My Friday night was not going well, but kind of took a wee turning point, I suppose.
Yeah. We'll get back to the game in a second, though. Quickly before that, just some news. Hibs ladies won 4-0 yesterday against Motherwell, and there was 2 goals from Rachel Small. Great to see her back playing. Obviously, she had her and Martin Boyle's daughter in September, so that's her back playing in the team now and getting them in amongst the goals as well, which is great to see. And you know, that's some 4th game into the season now, 3 wins and a draw against Spartans. Their wins have came against Motherwell, Celtic and Hearts. So obviously disappointing to draw against Spartans, but it's been a good start to the season for them, and there'll be a lot of change over the summer, so hopefully that they can finally put an end to Glasgow City's rule over that league. So we'll keep an eye on that. And the development squad won 7-0 today against Queen of the South Reserves. Good to see Gullen, Waugh and Shaw both getting a brace, all 3 of them, getting a brace, and a goal from Lewis Allen as well. My takeaway from that was just to ask you, I mean, Shaw has been scoring goals for fun in the reserves, in the development. You know, he obviously had a good spell whilst we were under the caretaker managers. What would you say he's got to do to start getting proper first team chances, or do you think he's just got to bide his time at the moment because McNulty and Canberra is probably the strongest point of our team?
They 2 are linking up well now,
yeah.
So I think he's probably going to struggle to break in. He just keep doing what he's doing, performing well when he comes off the bench, like when he did against St Mirren, and then there's nothing really else he can do apart from just try his best to impress. Just
sort of be that super sub at the moment and kind of embrace that role and then take it for there.
Aye, he'll probably want more than that.
Yeah.
Which is fine, that's what you would want, but kind of the 2 of them are linking up well. If Sean needs to come in, then I think sometimes he needs to be a bit more physical in that, so he needs to work on that side. And there is some games he's quite quiet, so he just needs to work on his performance the best he can.
But yeah, definitely a goal scorer, and it's good to see that we've got one of the best talents in Europe and at the club. Okay, so the Rangers game, let's not beat around the bush anymore, and let's get on into the good stuff of the Rangers game. So
I hate them, by the way.
I know, we know you do. I think everyone that's listened to the podcast for a while is well aware of that, and I don't think you're alone. I think 99% of the listeners would probably agree with you. But anyway, another poor first half from Hibs. Why are we starting games so poorly?
It's almost like we're trying to see where we are in the game before we decide how we're going to set about the game.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, is that a fair comment from me to say that we've been starting games poorly?
Yeah. We're really slow at the 4-2 game against Dundee. The first 20 minutes. We were the first hour up to about the 60th minute against St Johnstone, we were poor. We were quite standoffish against Celtic. We were the exact same against Rangers for the whole entire first half. So it's entirely fair to say.
So, although Rangers did take the lead, their goal came from a counter-attack, and it was us that was on the attack. I think it's fair to say we all got screamed at us kids when we were as kids playing football. Play at the whistle. How frustrating was it to see professionals not play at the whistle?
Yeah, but what's the linesman doing?
The linesman, well, McNulty was going to be offside. He thought the ball was going to McNulty.
But wait till the ball goes to McNulty. I mean, didn't he just guess? Like, didn't he get refs just guessing? Well, you do, to be fair.
I appreciate that, but surely still the players have got to play at the whistle.
Yeah.
And ignore that distraction.
Yeah, but they see the flag going up, they probably think the ref's just going to stop the game anyway. So I can see why you maybe stop, but they do need to, obviously, play the whistle. It's basic, innit?
Aye. And then, who would you not blame, but who are you more frustrated with? We'll stick with that theme. Are you more frustrated with Malin and his chance or not passing it, or when it comes to Canberry and his poor touch? Which one's more frustrating for you as a Hibs fan looking on with a good chance to score and opening the score?
Oh, probably Canberry's touch.
Right.
Malin, you probably should have squared it. He had Canberry at the side of him. He had Omiyonga in an even better position. But if he thinks, I've got a chance to score here, and he's hitting it, fine, you can't take that away. But the ball to come back out to Canberry, and it just to go over his foot. And then obviously that's how the break started. So you've got to look at Canberry's contribution in there. But even at that, like, they shouldn't have then. He's still a long way away from goal. Losing the ball and you're attacking 18-yard box shouldn't mean goal. So
yeah, I mean,
you can't blame Canberry for the goal.
That takes us on to the next bit. I mean, I've kind of got here. It was a counter attack from Rangers, and other than having more men back, could we have done more? But in saying that, it was a 5-on-5 situation. So yeah, really, we should be doing more.
Yeah.
So why? I mean, Stevenson was quite standoffish with Candias and letting him get into the box. This was something that happened quite a few times. We'll come back to the goal in a second, but this was something that happened quite a lot, especially in the first half. Gray on the right and Stevenson on the left were both playing quite narrowly and allowing the defenders to come in. Why do you think that was?
I think it was a theme throughout the entire game, but I think they would rather face a cross into the box and stand off a wee bit rather than face them 1-on-1 and go on a foot race. Because Kent and Candace, both very fast, both really good in the ball. Running at them, they probably prefer stand off, give them a bit of space in front of them, and then get them to cross the ball into the box, and then see how they work it that way. Rangers love to put the ball in the box, absolutely love it. So in that match alone, they had 20 crosses. So, and they were more accurate than they normally are. So maybe Hibs have looked at that and thought, Ken, what? Stand off them, don't go into a foot race with them, let them put the ball in the box, and we'll deal with that. It's probably where our strength is over our pace at the back.
I think it's fair to say that Kent and Candias would beat Stevenson and Gray in a foot race.
Yeah, that's where Stevenson and Gray having a wee bit of head start probably.
So yeah, I guess from that point of view, and I mean Morelos is more of a ball coming to his feet rather than in the air. I mean, I don't know the stats about how many headers he's scored, but they've not been that dangerous from crosses. When you look at Rangers all season, it's a theme. They like to do it, and quite a lot. Most of the time, their crosses are unsuccessful. 45% of them are accurate that game. It's well above their season average. So it was just obviously backfiring. And then on this case, Candias has got loads of space. He gets, I think it's a low cross away, and quite a strange, desperate sort of clearance from Hanlon allows it to come back to Candias, and then he's still given more space and time to put off a great shot. No taking away from the goal. I mean, great goal, great finish. No much the keeper can do, but is that the danger of trying to stand off with players like Candias and stuff? They've got the ability to do that as well. Yeah,
well, no, you can't stand off somebody when they're standing in your box. I think when they're out wide, fair enough. Let them put the cross into the box if you think that's the best way to deal with it. But no, when you're giving them a second to pop. It was a good finish, but we should have closed them down a bit better, put them under a bit of pressure, because he did have all the time in the world to look up and place it in the top corner. There was no rush at all. From his point of view, just time.
So we started this by speaking about how we've started games poorly, and obviously the St Johnstone game, it's a game where at half time we're sitting there pulling their hair out. Well,
you've not got any.
I've not got any hair, so my beard's too glorious to try and pull any of that out. But we're very frustrated and stuff. And then there was changes at half time, more changes in this game. Although I think the tactical changes did come just before half time. Canberry going out to the left, Omiyonga in the middle. and then kind of going to a 4-1-4-1 sort of formation. Other than that, what sort of changes did you see from the team in the second half?
Second half we came out and we were much more on the front foot. It was like, right, okay, we're 1-0 done. We need to go for it a bit more, but we seem to be like, just play our own game rather than let Rangers play their game. But first half, for example, we had 3 attempts on goal at 9 on target, which is no good enough. And then the second half we came out 10 attempts, 6 on target. So it was like we were driving a bit more, and I took the game to them. First half was horrible.
Aye.
The worst first half this season.
Yeah?
Name a worst one.
St Johnstone?
Yeah.
That was bad as well.
But it's concerning that we're having such long periods in a match where we're not in it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's good that we can tweak it to then turn it to our favour.
Yeah. And it wasn't even the fact, like, they did make the tactical changes. And it's good to see we've got a manager that's quite willing and confident to make changes. Go,
during
right,
the
this
game,
isn't working, and change it. So that was before half time that they made the tactical tweaks.
35th minute or something.
Aye.
No.
But in terms of there must be saying something at half time, which is really encouraging to see them coming out and playing so differently. It's just, him and Robbie must be doing really good half-time team talks, because I'd say all the games there's been an improvement second half to first half.
Yeah.
So long may that continue. Well, actually, long may hopefully the first half will get better, and we won't need that to happen. But anyway, so the Rangers goal came from a counter-attack, and fair to say the Hibs goal came from a counter-attack as well. Rangers on the attack, and they go down. A player goes down outside the Hibs box, Omiyonga, with the. Do you think it was a tackle, fair tackle, or foul? What would you say?
I've seen it a couple of times, and it's hard to say, because at first it was probably a foul, but then I kind of agreed with you, and you told me it wasn't a foul, so it would have been soft.
Yeah.
Just glad they never gave it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think it was a foul. I think he went down too easy, and yeah, but I don't know. Might be being biased. Plays it to Canberry. Canberry goes on, great run down the left hand side. Great ball, McNulty, who does a lovely flick to Horgan. Plays it to Malin. Great ball from Malin forward into the box, and then McNulty with a cross into the back post. Overall, just a great goal. Really good play. Yeah,
it was a really good goal.
Right.
It was quite good to see everybody linking up. McNulty, everybody was quite a few that thought that he was offside, but he wasn't. It was bang on line.
Yeah.
So I thought the move was actually deed when the ball gets played into McNulty and he doesn't get to Canberry straight away, and then it goes back out to Horgan. I was like, move's dead.
Mm-hmm.
See, especially when you see it back on the replays, it's like, oh, that ball should have went to Canberry first time for McNulty, but worked out good. Yeah,
it was really good. Well taken from Canberry. So we've spoke about Gray and Stevenson defensively, offensively, attacking wise. Fair to say that maybe because of the ability of Kent and Candace, they were quite pegged back in this game. We spoke after Heckenbottom's first game. One of the first things we noticed was the increase in the amount of crosses, and this game, it seemed like there was a lot less crosses in this game.
I think we were just too concerned defensively. They probably didn't want to go by them, because if they broke, they weren't coming back and catching them.
Mm-hmm.
And it showed. It was 5 crosses in that match, which is the lowest we've had this season. Our season average is 17.
Jeez.
It's a massive drop.
Mm-hmm. And what was it in the Hamilton game? We really noticed that game was
26. 26. I know that's against Hamilton.
Uh-huh.
So again, that's we're maybe just been a bit conscious about the attacking threat, maybe too over cautious. So you wouldn't look too much in it, but at the same time, it's not how I want to play against Rangers and Celtic. every time they come, I'm not wanting to sit in and wait and see what they do.
So do you feel that we've been too respectful against Celtic and Rangers in the last 2 games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Standoffish.
Mm-hmm.
Letting them do what they want. Rangers that game, for example, had 510 passes. That in December they had 326. That was the last time.
So it's what, 200 odd more?
200 odd more passes. So 56% jump in the amount of extra passes that we let Rangers have. So that says to me we were a bit more standoffish, and Rangers, and this hurts a wee bit, Rangers were pretty decent. You can't take that away from them. They were above average for everything, for their season averages, for attempts on goal, the possession, their passing, their challenges won. So they did play. They played better than I've seen a Rangers team play.
How much did we contribute towards that?
We made it easier for them. We definitely did. But again, we did have a wee spell in the match where we did make it difficult for them, and we could have won it. We could have, if it wasn't for McGregor and McGregor's saves, we could have won it.
Yeah.
Which is weird. It would have been
snatch and grab sort of thing.
It was a snatch and grab at a point, you could say. But if we had won it,
as you said last week, Heckenbottom would be saying,
I
think it's fair to say we deserved a point.
Yeah.
So you mentioned one McGregor, the Rangers McGregor there. Our McGregor got sent off. Darren McGregor sent off for a foul on Defoe, his second booking. Before that, though, it was Horgan who had the ball in an attacking position. Do you feel that poor pass from him, I think he was trying to get out to Gray, put nowhere near enough on it, and it came to Gray's already kind of bombing forward and then has to kind of turn round and go back 9 minutes of the game, everyone's knackered. Do you think that poor pass put us in a really difficult position and put pressure on the defence?
Yeah.
Unnecessary pressure?
Did I? His head was done when he played it. And it's actually something that, so one of my Rangers supporting mates, he's actually alright. Average. He's average.
Don't believe you.
He was saying to me the day, he was, Horgan, that Horgan boy was like alright, and he looked like he was alright running with the ball, but then his head was doing every time, and then he would look like he was getting in a good position, and then he would turn, he'd do a wee like half circle with the ball and a wee pirouette in the ball, and then just kind of play it back, and
he'd get into the final third and be like, because his head's down, he's like, right, what do I do with it now? I've got to kind of do this half pirouette to get myself some space in order to look up and do something.
Yeah.
Oh, I've done that, and now I've been closed down by a Rangers player. I'll pass it backwards.
So his head was, see when he played that ball?
Aye.
When you watch it, head's done. He's not even looking when he's passing it.
Aye.
And as contentious and as easy as Defoe goes down, that's a wee bit of a theme we're seeing here with Defoe.
Yeah.
He does go down quite easy, but
no, I would go further than that. I'd say he was already going down before McGregor even gets close to him.
Yeah. Aye, probably.
So to me, I know you can't rescind yellow cards, but to me, I'd be looking for the yellow card be rescinded and Defoe booked for 3 matches for simulation.
You maybe can rescind a yellow card this season.
I don't know.
Maybe you can. Just make it up as they go along, I think.
They do, aye. So yeah, quite frustrating that, but Hibs managed to see it out. After the game, Gerrard, who isn't here to talk about referees, he made that quite clear earlier on, I'm not here to talk about referees, spent a bit of time talking about the referees, about McGregor's first challenge that he got booked for, saying that he thought McGregor should have been sent off, that his player was, in danger and all this sort of stuff. What was your thoughts on the challenge? Just to say, Dermot Gallagher, former Premier League referee, thought it was a yellow card and backed up the referee, saying that he made the correct decision.
Yeah, it's probably just a booking.
Aye.
Just Gerrard going over the top.
Aye.
Standard. He's learning. He's getting good. He's fitting the role really well.
Aye. He's becoming one of them.
Yep.
Aye, fair to say. Okay, so do you have any other takeaways from the game?
No, I actually thought the Davy Gray tackle was worse. And as much as it's banter and that, and it's good seeing Morelos do about a million rolls, Davy Gray knew what he was doing, and that got the crowd up.
Yeah,
that almost felt like a mini turning point in the game.
Yeah,
because we had shown them too much respect everywhere, and then it taking him to go through them, there was a wee bit of a skirmish between the all the players and that. He was getting a bit of abuse, and the whole crowd started singing David Gray's name, and it felt for that moment on that we were like, Ken Witt, come on then, that we're in this, like, bring it.
Yeah, I think at that point we're starting to think, how is it not 3-4-0? Because Rangers, had been on the front foot, they didn't have any clear-cut, they didn't have that many clear-cut chances, but you felt that they should have, and that they should have pulled away from us because we were that poor and that standoffish and allowing them to play their game. But we, that I feel that, like say, that tackle was a turning point, and there was that sort of change in attitude as well from the tactics and stuff made at half time, and yeah, definitely sort of improved things, and then we went on and got the goal, and yeah. So overall, I think there is positives to take from the game. I think the fact that the manager is not got this ego that needs to be stroked, that he's not going to change things because this is the tactics I've been working on all week. He kind of went, no, you know what, this isn't working, let's try something else. Canberry, will drift out wide from time to time, but the decision to put him out on the left wing, I think, was really quite clever and worked out well. He even sort of tracked back quite defensively at times, which was good to see. He kind of took on the role of left winger quite well.
No, he did. He put in a shift, and it was his birthday and that. So decent that he scored. His touch needs worked on still though. Yeah,
still. What was it he needs to be practicing on? What's the game that you said?
Oh, Missy.
Aye, shapes.
No, Missy.
Shapes.
Nope.
Need to get playing some shapes up against the wall. Aye. So that's
because I actually joked that his goal was just his first touch. Yeah, but it was a good strike, and that was just his first touch. It just happened to go in.
No, it was good. A good performance from him overall, I'd say. Some
definitely
things to work on, and good nice to see getting a goal on his and a man of the match award on his birthday.
Tell you what, he is good at. See his first touch off his chest. That's brilliant.
Aye.
So if we could just transfer that to the other parts of his body,
his feet, aye,
or get really flexible and get down with his chest a bit of foot off the ground, that'd be brilliant. It's not much to ask for.
The first one seemed a bit more achievable. So something that's going to be difficult to achieve is a solution to the incidents that are going on in football, not just at Hibs game, as we've seen in the Birmingham Aston Villa game yesterday. Not fun to talk about this, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. We spent a bit of time last week speaking about the incident with the bottle. We've now got somebody going one step further and going on the field of play. A so-called Hibs fan. I don't like using that phrase. I don't know to see how he's a Hibs fan if he's going on the pitch. Firstly, I'd just like to applaud the fans who were in the front row and were giving the boy abuse, shouting at him, saying, that was good to see. Something like that. I think it was made quite public how a lot of the Birmingham support had been applauding the boy for running on. So to see quite visibly a lot of people pointing at him and shouting at him, calling him an idiot, it was good to see. So well done to those people in the front row.
I think after last week with the bottle thing, like, we need to watch what we're doing. We're starting to get a bit of a name, especially that corner of the stadium, and it's where we sit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I want to sit there, and I want to watch all the games. I didn't want them to be like, oh, we're shutting it, that stand.
So, I mean, Leanne Debster came out. I think it's good that she's came out and spoke about
it.
Yeah. Not to divert from it, but would you like to see your CEO coming out and speaking about the other instances that have been going on as well, such as the sectarian singing and things like that?
Yeah, so I think it is important that we need to realise that we've got a problem. It's no a deflection thing, and it's good that she came out, but at the same time, I think the sectarian singing's getting a wee bit swept a wee bit under the carpet, and I've seen it much worse at Easter Road, to be fair. The Rangers fans weren't gone at it as much as they did when Lennon was there, in my opinion. They weren't as they had a couple of normal songs for a change. So probably try to watch what they're doing, but they did kind of go over the line that they're not meant to. It did happen, and nothing's been said about it because everybody's talking about the guy that ran the pitch, which is clearly
but
a problem as well. But
you know, obviously the physical violence is an issue, and we'll come back to that in a second. But Stevie Clark spoke about an impact on him. Neil Lennon spoke about the impact it's had on his mental health and stuff. It is a serious issue, and I don't like to see it being swept under the
nothing will happen about it, unfortunately, mate.
Right.
And it'll go away, and it'll go quiet again, and then guess what? Something will happen again in a couple of months, and then it'll come to the forefront again, and we need to do something.
So what should be done? So bringing in everything that's going on, you know, let's look at them both. We've got the sectarian singing and stuff, and we've also got the instances where objects are getting thrown. I mean, I remember the corner that Scott Allen took at Ibrox. He's getting so many objects thrown at him, coins, things like that. Was it Rangers fans were throwing chairs at Aberdeen fans?
They threw a seat the other night.
They threw a seat as well?
They threw a seat the other night. But in retaliation to the Hibs boy running the pitch. No, an excuse.
No.
But they did do it. There was stuff getting thrown. But again, nothing's been said about that.
We spoke about the fan getting struck with a bottle. Thankfully it only hit him in the shoulder and the glass didn't smash.
At Tynecastle.
Right
in front of us.
Could be a couple inches higher. So
I got hit with a coin after Motherwell.
Yeah, aye. So
remember how concerned you were about my welfare that night?
It could
running
have been
after
a
the coin to see what coin it was. Fucking students.
But no, obviously a serious issue. All these instances, that's just some of the ones that we can kind of think of off the top of our heads. I'm sure if you spoke to a Kilmarnock and St Johnstone fan, they could come up with some as well that they've witnessed and that haven't been reported.
Everybody will have a story.
Yeah. So, I mean, my first question is, why is all this media attention coming out now when there's instances of fans being struck? I mean, just like that last week with the Aberdeen fans with the chairs. I mean, that got a wee bit of attention.
It's more high profile if it's on the players. You don't have the same media story like for example me, Dave West Lothian got hit with a coin, or James wherever got hit with a bottle at Tynecastle.
What makes Scott Sinclair getting hit by a bottle, or James the random guy?
Just me a high profile.
What was that?
It's the same as everyone? Nah, probably not.
No.
But at the same time, it's in front of everybody and everybody can see that. Not everybody's watching James at Tynecastle getting hit with a bottle. Nobody can see that. So
we report it to the police and they say, oh, there's CCTV cameras, we'll catch it,
and then nothing gets shown. So maybe that's an answer. Maybe I don't know, data protection and that, but if you're being a twat at a game, they have some type of outlet that they can be like, look, name and shame. Be like, this boy has just lobbed a bottle. Absolutely no idea where it's going to land. It could be a wee Wayne, could be an older person. If that hits, it could be proper damaging. Did they then be like, this is what your fans done, and show that, and then maybe there would be a wee bit of more outrage. You don't know.
So other solutions that have been mentioned, or potential solutions, stand closure. What was your opinion on that?
No.
Why not?
Selfish reasons. I've not done anything.
Yeah.
No.
Why should you miss out?
Why should I miss it? Why should anybody miss it when it's one idiot's throwing a bottle and another idiot singing running the pitch? No. Ban them. Don't let them back in, but definitely don't ban like us, like normal fans that are just going to watch football.
Point deduction?
No, absolutely no. That's worse than closing the stand.
Why?
We disagree with you on this.
No, I'm just not. I know there's a lot of complicated things to it.
There's loads of complicated things about it. I would rule it out so much that it winds me up a wee bit.
Okay.
It can't happen because, like I've said to you, this was the cynical side of me coming out. What happens if we are playing Motherwell on the last day of the season? We win. We get into Europe over Hearts, right? Now that'll be a pay to gate game. A Hearts fan can come along, put on a Hibs scarf, I mean, this Hearts fan could be no be bothered about anything. He could just be an idiot, because you could get idiots out there, and there's. I'm not going to fit out what brand. I was going to brandish all Hearts fans idiots. Only a couple that I know.
We're trying to get away from branding all
Football
fans under one bracket.
Aye,
So.
well, my manager is an idiot. It's fine. I whispered that a wee bit almost.
Because we need them to get the games off, so
Yeah.
don't go badmouthing them too much.
But what's to stop him getting a Hibs scarf on, running on the pitch, points deduction? Then how do you decipher the difference between exuberance and an idiot running in the park?
What if the points deduction didn't take place until the following season? So say for example, Hibs had 3 instances, then that's 3 points deducted. So you go into the start of the season with negative 3 points. Rangers, 5 cases of sectarian sigging, negative 5 points going to start in the season.
It's a better solution to being on the current season, but still doesn't answer it, because a points deduction could then decide where you finish on at the end of the season, and players could be bonused on whether they get into Europe or not. Now, is it Louis Stevenson's fault that he's not going to get a bonus and his Wayne's not going to get his Christmas because an idiot ran in the park when he's just trying to do his job?
Yep, well, bringing it back, Scotland Sinclair was just trying to do his job.
Yeah, totally.
Tavernier was just trying to do his job.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, and they should not be put under that in their workplace, but there should be a better solution than that. The person should get fined, and it should be made public how much they've been fined by. The Birmingham boys got to jail 14 weeks. That got announced today.
They've named and shamed them.
Aye, brilliant. That's what you need to do. Folk that run on the pitch, name them, shame them. The guy's name's Paul Mitchell, 27. Looks honest, about 47. So he's had loads of online abuse, and people being like, you're an idiot. And I think anybody looking at that will be like, oof, that's not worth that. Like, I'm into 14 weeks jail time.
The next suggestion we've got here is closing the front few rows. So we'd probably have to be moving people for certain games, maybe just high profile games. The front rows, cordon them off, put more stewarding in there so people can't enter the pitch. It's obviously not going to help with the likes of bottles being thrown and stuff, but in terms of people entering the pitch, if you've got
more stewarding,
yeah, I know.
More.
You'd have to put more stewarding.
How many? There was so much stewarding against Rangers there.
So for these stands, for example, it'd probably be like where we get to the bottom of the stairs, and then you've got the bit. I don't know what
the wee bit at the front. Aye,
that takes you the tunnel bit that takes you into the concourse.
Yeah.
The bit in front of that would probably have to be all closed off and have the G4S bits.
Right, but then again, see the person that's got the season ticket down there? What they done wrong?
Nothing, but before you release tickets for that game, you have to move them. You have to inform them that they're being moved back.
Then it's okay to do that, right? But then it's not okay to move folk for a singing section.
Very good point. But this is a bit more serious than where a singing section is located. This is about players and fan safety. Everybody
just needs to stop. I know it sounds absolutely daft, but see when it's the club's getting put under as much scrutiny as it is, like Gary Neville I'm sitting watching Arsenal Man United, and Gary Neville's talking about Hibs, about how he's seen it at the Hibs match, and that game's going out to millions of folk, and their names getting just dragged through the muck.
Although you're also telling me that Dean Saunders thought it was Celtic.
Saunders thought it was Celtic. Dean Saunders, man, on top, what a boy. He doesn't half sliver. Oh, that's another topic for another day. But our names getting brought through. So see if you are a fan and you love the club and that, you've got to be like, right, we need to screw our head on. We can go create a great atmosphere, but there's a line. Didn't cross the line. How can everybody else do it? But then, and like you said earlier, if you've got a mate and your mate's tempted and he's had a few drinks and he's tempted to be a bit of a twat, stop him. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just stop. But the police and the stewards are meant to be there for your safety. So I've seen people been like, oh, the stewarding and that need to have a word and that, like they'll let them go to the pitch. See if somebody is determined to go on the pitch, they're probably going to be able to do it. But you can't have people lined up like police line by line like they did at the cup final.
Why not?
Because every fan's not a criminal, and that's how football fans get treated. And this,
I knew the answer. I just needed to get you to say that. That's fine. I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
I've just got to ask you the question.
Again, stewards and that are no there. They're there. They are there for your safety. They're not there to be like bodyguards for the pitch. They're no doormen. They're just normal folk wanting to go to their work and do an easy shift, and things scrutiny's getting brought up on them now. And is it that boy's fault that the guy ran on the pitch the other night? No, it's no. It's the guys that ran at the pitch. Stop blaming everybody else.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. And
we spoke about it for long enough.
I know, and I think I did notice a bigger police presence and a more stewards at the Rangers game compared to the Celtic game.
Yeah,
there was an increase,
and we will see a lot in that other corner now.
Aye,
will
but
happen.
it's just seemed it's still not been enough. But like you say, I think we've spent enough time on this. It's probably more time than it deserves, because it's not fair that we have to spend so much time on two idiots.
Yeah, we didn't even plan on talking about it either for that long. But you did get yourself wound up.
Aye, because the two idiots have put a bad name on what is a fantastic support. I am so proud of our club's support, and two idiots have tarnished that name. And like say, when you've got say Gary Neville, the only thing he's thinking about with Hibs at the moment down in England and broadcasting it on Sky Sports is about the instant.
Yeah.
So then people are going to have negative connotations about Hibs. It's not great. It's absolute idiots ruining our name, which is shite.
Yep.
Aye. So enough time on that. And let's get back to football. So next up we've got Motherwell. Motherwell are 2 points behind us at the moment. I did just have it up a second ago. Motherwell 2 points behind us, and they're now 2 points ahead of St Johnstone. St Johnstone kind of had a bad run of games, and now we've got 4 points behind them. But if Motherwell win, they go back into the top six in our expense. So they'll be without Ross McCormack, who is heading back to Aston Villa to get an injury treated. But they've still been on a great run of form since the winter break, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and they've quite a lot of players getting quite a lot of attention. I don't know, that Hasty.
Mm-hmm.
So, Rangers are looking at him on a pre-contract, so they look decent, and they beat us obviously. When was that?
That was January the 23rd, the Wednesday night game. They beat us 1-0. They also beat Dundee, and then other than a loss 4-1 to Celtic, they won their 3 games in February as well. So that was 5 wins out of 5 going into the Celtic game, and then they drew 0-0 away to Kilmarnock. A really tough place to go, and then they've beat Hamilton 3-0. So they've been on tremendous form since the winter break. They've really turned it around and playing some much better football. So it's going to be a very difficult game, and one we can't take lightly.
Can't afford to lose it. I think if we win it, then that's absolutely massive for our top 6.
So that would be 5 points clear with 3 games to go.
Yeah.
That's massive.
Huge. See, when I said it was massive, I didn't think it was that massive.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be like a point behind them with 3 games to go. No, not even a wee bit.
So, big game. Like I say, they've been great run of form. So in the last 5, they've won 3 of the last 5, lost 1 and drawn 1. But obviously we're on great run of form as well. Other than the Scottish Cup, we are unbeaten in 5 games in the league, 4 wins and a draw against Rangers. I think everybody would have bit your hand off for that. Difficult circumstances that Heckenbottoms came into. How would you say? So obviously 5 games now, or 6 games if you include the cup. How would you look at Heckenbottom and Robbie Stockdale's tenure so far heading into this Motherwell game?
Pretty good,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, definitely room for improvement.
And do you think that will come as the sort of as we get towards the end of the season, or do you feel that they're going to need recruitments? I mean, you look at us at the back, we're kind of real bare bones. Porteous out injured, Effie left, we didn't get anybody in. What's going on with Darnell Johnson? He's not even been on the bench.
Nah, and there's
I've tried to look
kicking about like on forums and that he's went back down to get medical treatment because he's got a medical. But I don't know.
I've tried to look about it and I can't see anything on the news. I don't know how official it was, but there was a Leicester thing. It might be a fans thing, and that was a loan watch.
Yeah.
And that went through other players that are out on loan. And all it said about him was Darnell Johnson still awaits his second appearance for Hibs after failing to make the bench for the 1-1 draw against Rangers. Nothing about his injury, so they might just not know that he's back at Leicester getting treatment for injury if that is the case. But obviously, the last that we kind of heard was that officially from the club was that he was suspended, and then he's not been back in the team.
No.
So I can't see him being chucked in if he's not been on the bench. I can't see him being chucked in against Motherwell. So then you're looking at Milligan probably going to centre back beside Hanlon.
They need to get their own players in before you can look at everything, because they're still pretty to learn, everybody probably, and that's maybe how we're starting really slow, and then they're been like, because they've not seen the opposition either, so they may see how the opposition are doing and be like, right, tweak that, and then we're improving. So when we've got our own players in, it's going to be a lot better, and when they're getting used to the Scottish game, then it's better than I thought he was going to start.
Mm-hmm. But the fact that we're talking about those sort of things there, those sort of issues when maybe need to get some of his own players in and stuff, and how struggling we are at the back for numbers, and we're still unbeaten in the league, 4 wins and a draw. It's brilliant, and some of them have been really grinding out results, but that's great to see that we're able to do that at the moment.
Yeah.
So definitely we got a tough game. Two sides in really good form come together. What's your score predictions for it?
I'll go 2-1 Hibs.
Yeah, I'm going to go 1-0. Going to be a tough game. Saying that 1-0, no, because I can't see us keeping a clean sheet with that defence. I'm going to go...
Just have Hibs winning.
Okay, I'm going to go 3-2 Hibs. Completely different score.
You went for a clean sheet to conceding 2.
Aye.
And scoring 3.
Aye.
You're good.
Aye. I'm just making this up as I go. Yeah, aye. So, a bit early in the week, but in terms of the fans bet, well, obviously we get fans bet every week to enhance the odds on certain markets. We will put out a tweet asking you guys to make some suggestions, and we'll take 2 and put them to David, and he can enhance them. And yeah, then we'll post them all about. So if you've not signed up to fans bet, do that and tag us. It'd be great. We'd really appreciate it. Aye. So that's enough of a plug this week. So yeah, should be a good game on Saturday. Let's get back to football. Fans singing about football and encouraging their team and
behaving
nothing
ourselves.
else.
Coming out of the game and only talking about the football, about how we absolutely pumped them 2-1.
Aye. How Milligan's now the best centre back in the world, and how Bartley played brilliantly in midfield, and yeah, we were just what a game, and
everyone was brilliant.
So much for Motherwell's great form. Hibs were amazing, and yeah, let's just talk about that next week.
Yeah.
None of this. I don't want a third week in a row talking about stuff like this.
No.
Well, thank you for coming along, Dave.
Not a worry, mate.
You got much plans for tonight?
Aye, I do. I'm building a bed.
Building a bed. Is that an IKEA bed?
Aye, it is. Aye.
Pretty straightforward. Just didn't follow the instructions.
I wouldn't have anyway, but I honestly don't have a clue what I'm doing. I'm so bad at this type of stuff.
I'm really lucky because my missus loves that sort of stuff. So I do all the little stuff, and she does like the bed and that, and it's just great,
She's good. She'll probably end up doing most of it anyway. I was gonna say I do all the little stuff as well, but I did really do anything. I get away with quite a lot.
Get Monday Night Football in the background.
Who's playing?
I can't mind, but I'm sure there's a game.
Well, go up, St Mirren, play Kilmarnock tonight.
Oh, aye, Scottish football. Let's know. This
know.
is Scottish football. Let's get that on instead.
Yeah, and hopefully we St Mirren win, and then the dream of catching Kilmarnock is on.
Denny.
We just as well, hoping for it. Why are you looking behind? Look up.
Positivity.
Exactly.
Optimism. Glass half full, all that stuff.
Yeah, right, I'm away.
Yeah,
Bye.
go build your bed, and cheers for coming.
No worries, catch you
Thanks for
later.
listening, folks.
Having a good time. I hope he's having a good night. I got tonic